All right, thanks for joining us. So on Thursday, we got the nod from Vail Resorts that the back bowls are now open at Vail Mountain. So you guys got to go check them out. Vail Mountain opened its original back bowls, Sundown Bowl and Sun Up Bowl. Known for their vast and inspiring terrain, the first of Vail Mountain's 7 legendary back bowls whisk guests into an unparalleled natural environment. Legendary for a reason. Vail Mountain's 7 legendary back bowls have been exciting for guests for more than 60 years. Sun Up Express and High Noon Express are also now open. Early season conditions with marked and unmarked obstacle exits. Staying on the snow, we got some interesting news out of Keystone as the world's largest mountaintop snow fort has recently opened up for the public. Located at the top of the River Run Gondola at an elevation of over 11,600 feet, this year's fort is even bigger than the previous made last year at Keystone. The fort reaches a height of 35 feet and covers a 1/4 acre. The fort took 2 weeks of round-the-clock work to complete the build, which features an ice cave, slides, tunnels, and ice sculptures that are apparently larger than life, so you may want to check those out. The public is allowed to use the fort every day during operating hours by taking the gondola to the Durkham summit, and visitors will need an Epic Pass, Keystone lift ticket, or Scenic Gondola foot passenger ticket for access. The fort will be open as long as snow conditions allow it, and last year they were saying around April is the time that wrapped up. So if you want to check it out, just make sure you go before April. Sitting at 2-3 on the season, Vail Christian boys basketball was looking to break even Friday night as they hosted MEEKER on the hardwood. After falling on Tuesday to Buena Vista, Vail Christian boys basketball was looking to bounce back with a win at home over MEEKER. Jace Mobley gets the rebound for the Cowboys and takes it the other way. He'll stop on the arc and knock down the 3 ball for MEEKER. Cowboys off to a 29-4 lead in the second quarter over the Saints. Later on, it's the Cowboys moving the ball around, and they'll get it inside the paint to Jonathan Fitzgibbons, who's going to knock it down off the glass. MEEKER came to play today. Vail Christian trying to get going, but Jack Pryor will have his shot blocked, and it's taken the other way. Ethan Quinn will go coast to coast and score off the glass for the Cowboys to extend their lead. At the other end, Vail Christian will try their luck again, this time Pryor plays with more strength in the paint, puts it up off the glass, and that drops in for the Saints. Vail Christian trying everything they can to get back into this game, but it won't be enough as MEEKER hands the Saints their 4th loss of the season. And staying with the Saints, Vail Christian girls basketball has a new head coach, and the team's really excited. Fresh out of Baylor University, the Texan, Savannah Webster, is already making an impact on the Saints girls basketball team.
She's really on top of it and stays on our team, makes sure we're all on it and on time and punctual.
Webster teaches mathematics at Vail Christian, but her passion revolves around the rock. This is her first head coaching job, and she's taking a unique approach.
She just makes it feel like almost a family, like she's just like our sister, basically. It's not more of like, I'm better than you because I'm your coach kind of dynamic. It's more of just, we're all just great friends. And she makes it fun. She makes us work, but she makes it fun, and yet we're still a disciplined team.
To these girls, Coach Webster is already one of them. She explains fitting into their culture is her intention as the new leader of the Saints program.
I want them to love the sport, and I want them to have fun, and I want to be on their team. And so getting to be with them and let them know I'm not going to ever make them do something that I wouldn't do. I want them to love the sport. I want them to want to come back. I want them to be excited about practicing games. And so that's kind of a goal that I had going in. So
Webster believes winning games will come this season as the camaraderie on her team continues to grow. Now, CU football as a whole may have not performed the way we wanted them to finish this season as they lost their last 6 games straight. However, a lot of players on that team made some noise, and one in particular really stood out. Colorado's sophomore wide receiver and cornerback Travis Hunter was named the recipient of the 2023 Paul Hornum Award, which was announced by the Louisville Sports Commission Wednesday. Hunter has been deemed one of the most dynamic players of the modern era as he successfully played both sides of the ball at the FBS level in a Power 5 conference, which I definitely was shocked to see while watching him play this season, but he's impressive. Hunter did miss 3 games this season due to the injury he sustained against Colorado State in Week 3 at Folsom Field, but he still played the most snaps of any regular season college football player in the FBS. Hunter is the first player in the last 25 seasons with 50-plus receptions and 3 or more interceptions. The only comparable season to Hunter's comes from Georgia's Champ Bailey back in 1998 when he had 47 receptions for 744 yards and 5 touchdowns offensively, along with 3 interceptions on defense. It was a blast watching Hunter play this year at Folsom Field, and I assume he'll only get better and even more involved in the game when next season rolls around, so stay tuned for that. Some other players received honors from around the Centennial State as Trey Taylor of Air Force, the defensive back, took home the 2023 Jim Thorpe Award, which is given to the best defensive back in all of college football. Taylor is the first ever Thorpe Award recipient from Air Force and only the second Falcon to win a major college football award. Taylor led overall ballots as a 47% first place vote favorite, with an average rank winning by only .12 to the runner-up in the nationwide voting. A first-team All-Mountain West selection at safety, Taylor contributed 71 tackles, 3 interceptions, 4 passes broken up, and a first career touchdown. He recorded tackles for loss in 4 games this season for the Falcons, making this his best season yet at Air Force. Taylor posted a Pro Football Focus grade of 82.6 and was credited with allowing just 18 receptions on 31 targets for an average of 10.1 yards per reception. He proved to be a leader for the Falcons this season by also being honored with this year's Defender of the Nation Award, which is given to a college football player from one of the nation's service academies based on exceptional leadership qualities on and off the field. Air Force would go on to have an 8-4 season. The Falcons lost their last 4 games straight, which took them out of contention for a Mountain West Conference title, but good enough to earn them a postseason game. They'll match up with 24-ranked James Madison, who's coming off a great regular season in just their second year in the FBS since moving up from the Football Championship subdivision just a season ago. The two will be matching up in the Armed Forces Bowl, and kickoff between Air Force and JMU is slated for December 23rd at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time. While the football season may have ended for CU, Northern Colorado, and Colorado State, other teams are gearing up for the postseason or are already in the postseason. Over in Golden, Colorado School of Mines remains undefeated on the year at 14-0 on the season, and the Orediggers have just earned a trip to the D2 National Championship for the second consecutive season. The number 1 team in the country, Mines, will match up against number 3 overall Harding at McKinney Stadium in McKinney, Texas. Mines 14 wins, best last year's team who went 13-3 for the most wins in program history. So they just set a new program record for wins at 14. Pretty big deal there. But Harding is also undefeated this year, making this matchup between the two schools all the more interesting for a title game. That kickoff is going to come at 11 a.m. our time. With a win over the Chargers Sunday night, the Broncos are back in that playoff conversation. Denver throttled Los Angeles on Sunday, beating the Chargers 24-7 on the road in LA. And with the win, the Broncos moved to 7-6 on the season, which only puts them 1 game out from holding the top spot in the AFC West. With the Chiefs losing yesterday to the Bills in a controversial fashion, this kind of helps the Broncos out because they just need to keep winning if they hope to pass the Chiefs for the division top spot. And they're only 1 game out from taking that spot from the Chiefs. So we need the Chiefs to lose and the Broncos to keep winning. Denver will match up with the Lions this Saturday, who are sitting at 9-4 on the year. So this may be a tough one for the Broncos. Leave it to the Broncos to, have their fans give up on them early in the season and then turn around and get everyone excited again. If they just keep winning games, we may see them take home that AFC West division title and sneak into the playoffs. They're only one game behind the Chiefs right now. We'll see if they can catch up. But make sure to continue coming back to us for all the latest sports coverage here in the Valley and beyond. We'll see you next time.